Are you tired of your drumming feeling stiff or slow? Mastering just 3 core hand techniques fixed years of bad habits and totally transformed my playing. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you the 3 essential hand techniques every drummer needs for effortless speed and smooth grooves, whether you're just beginning or you're ready to level up. Our first technique is simple, but a lot of drummers get it wrong. So we're going to make sure that there's no mistakes in your wrist strokes. And we're specifically talking about wrist rebound strokes. Anytime that you're moving the stick via the wrist, not the fingers or the whole arm, that's what we're talking about here. Now, the secret to getting great rebound strokes is modifying your grip and doing something a little bit weird. What I want you to do is hold the stick between your first finger and your middle finger like this. It's kind of like the Vulcan thing.
Live long and prosper.
But this. Now, wrap the back fingers around the stick, and you can even mess around with using your fingers a little bit. The fingers can come into play while practicing this. We're mostly going to use the wrist, and check this out. When you do this, you're going to very quickly feel the stick bouncing back. And what you want to feel is that the stick feels like dribbling a basketball or bouncing a ball, where when you throw the stick down, when it bounces back up, it carries your hand with it. And that sensation you can get very easily from this grip. So use this grip first to identify that feeling and sensation with both hands. And then when you go to hold the stick normally, you try to capture the same thing. What happens for a lot of people is they start introducing too much tension into their hand technique when they work on their rebound strokes. So with too much downforce, the stick stops, or it comes back up, but with tension that can hurt you, or just stop the stick from moving freely, you're limiting your potential on the drums. Eliminating that tension means experimentation. You have to come down quickly, but watch what happens when I'm not on a drum. The stick just falls down and it doesn't go anywhere because I'm extremely loose. If I was going to hit the drum, the stick would bounce up, carry my hand back up. You can even practice that. Hold your wrist about straight in the air, really, really loose. So even like squeeze your hand and then relax it. Make sure you're as loose as possible. Then just knock the stick up and let the stick carry your wrist back. Or imagine that I'm doing that for you. So memorize the feeling of that off of the drum. Then you want to channel that when you hit the drummer pad. So when you play with downforce, you have to then, in an instant, turn that off and go super loose. So down and loose, not down, stay down. So you're not going down and like still applying downforce. It's down and really relaxed so it could come up. And you have to flip that switch really quickly. Now, one of the most important things you need to do while you're practicing your wrist rebound strokes is you need to keep this technique checklist in mind. That means that you're keeping the gap between your index finger and thumb open at all times. You're not squeezing. The back fingers are always on the stick. If they let go, then it's going to be all kind of jiggly and wobbly back there, and everything's going to be out of time. You're going to lose the stick. It's going to just like be slop city. So you want to make sure those back fingers are on there all the time. You can even practice keeping them on. Let go of the thumb and index finger and doing that for a little bit so you know that those back fingers are there. Add the index and thumb back after that. But you need to get the technique checklist in order for all these techniques. So I'll make sure I'll leave a link below for you to download it and use it while you practice. A big mistake that a lot of drummers make is that they don't play with enough speed coming down. So just kind of lackadaisical like this. And yes, the stick comes up, but you're not going to feel it enough to start to get it. So you want to come down quickly and loosen up. Some practical exercises that you can use to get your rebound strokes really even and comfortable are this. I really love doing right times 8, left times 8, and that sort of thing, but spice it up. Get your timing really in order. So I like adding unisons in between. That means right times 8 and then unison for 8, left times 8, unison for 8. Make sure there's no flames during those unisons. 5, 6, 7, 8 together. 5, 6, 7, 8 left. Microphone's in the way. Back together. And so on and so forth. So that's a good one, but also make sure you're applying it around the kit. You're not going to get as much rebound out of the toms. You're not going to get as much rebound out of your snare drum unless it's tuned tightly. That's all fine. That's normal. Still practice going around the drums, getting comfortable no matter where you are, getting the bounce out of that drum. Try something like this. Check it out. power of practicing this technique is it means that you have to do half the work that you used to play the drums. You don't have to pick the stick up anymore. The stick comes up on its own. You just have to learn to let it. Now, when I teach this second technique to my students, it unlocks so much speed and effortless power that it's not even funny. It makes drums take half the work that it used to, and it just compounds with technique number one. The second technique looks like this. And what we're talking about here is called Moeller technique. It goes back over 100 years. It's just about the easiest way to combine accents and non-accents within your drumming. Now, it doesn't work if you want all your notes to sound the same. There's gonna be an up and down to the dynamics, and that's the whole point. So all you have to do this, I'm gonna teach you the really quick and dirty way. All you have to think about is bring the elbow out and then bring it back in, and just do that a whole bunch. So if you hold your hand in one place like this. Just bring the elbow out and in. And especially just let it drop and let it hit your side. You're going to use that as the momentum. Watch this. Drop, drop. Just that. Practice it in stages. Then you have it happen one after another very quickly. And you have it become a little bit more fluid instead of just 1, 2, stiff and separated. So it looks like this. Just flop your hand. You can do this on your knee. I think that's a good way to go. It's really good to practice this without sticks. You pay attention to what I'm doing with my wrist here. I'm holding it so loose that it flops down. When you do it quickly, when it's really loose like this, it flops around and it whips back, okay? See my hand kind of flipping up? Now, you do that with a stick, and the stick goes way up here. All I'm doing is this. So it requires so little effort to play incredibly loud notes on the drums. You play rim shots with this technique, you play your crashes, you're playing accents that are so strong, you're gonna wanna wear earplugs when you actually do this on the kit. So practice moving this around the drums, both hands like this. Next thing you want to do, and this goes hand in hand with technique number 3, so you're going to combine these two techniques. Start playing your backbeat with this whipping technique. The technique we're talking about here, I just call it the down-up technique. It's a modification, to a degree, of technique number 2, the Moeller technique, but it's a little bit different, and you'll see what I mean. Rather than down and up and you get one note, it's down and up and you get 2 notes out of it. Now, when you go down, all you got to do is hit the edge of the hi-hat with the side of the stick. When you go up, you want to lift from your wrist. So imagine you're a puppet, a marionette. There's a string tied to your wrist. When you pull that string, and the stick drops down, the tip of the stick hits the top of the hi-hat, there's your second stroke. So you combine those two, down, up, down, up. Really important tip here is to keep the back fingers closed so the stick is against your palm the whole time. If you have your fingers open and you push here on the side, it's gonna just kind of go wonky and you're gonna be out of control and out of time and sloppy. Keep those back fingers closed, stay really loose with it at the same time. Don't forget, while you're playing this down-up thing on the hi-hat, now I mentioned the back fingers staying closed. Make sure that gap stays open as well, and use this entire technique checklist to make sure that your hand technique is on point the whole time. You can download it below so you can print it out, put it next to your drums, and never forget about it. Final step to this is working on it while you play a beat and working on it really slow. So the first exercise, do it along with me, should be this. Now that's one kick, one snare every 4 notes with the hi-hat. Make sure you also practice eighth notes. So if the hi-hat is down up, that's 1 and then you're playing a beat 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Some of those kick drums then end on the up, and you got to really make sure you pay attention and keep those lined up like this. Check it out. After a couple of weeks of practice, you want to get it to the point where you have it up to a tempo that is comfortable for 16th note grooves like this. Check it out. Don't forget, while you're doing that, left hand is playing molar for the backbeat. And it's not happening so much here, but when you're playing some extra ghost notes with the left hand, you're switching to a fill. Keep those wrist rebound strokes in mind so that you're really relaxed, jumping in and out of these grooves. Now this primer will get you started, but you need to go deeper with each and every one of these techniques in order to truly master them. If you want to do that and level up your speed, power, and efficiency on the drums 10 times over, then watch this video right here.